You're listening to the 808s and Joysticks podcast, now available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and iHeartRadio.
Welcome to 808s and Joysticks, the show that bridges the gap between games, music, seasoned with pop culture. I'm Tairell, and joining me today, as always, is Tom.
Yeah, so the last few weeks there's been a lot of sort of small tidbits of gaming news here and there, but really the sort of main thing that we've sort of seen coming out of that was the sort of, hashed PS Plus launch, you could say. So basically this means that Sony announced some games to come to PS Plus, and then they actually pulled one of the games, PES 2019, at the last minute and replaced it with Detroit Become Human, which was a bit confusing. Now, many people were blaming Konami for this, for pulling the game due to wanting to make more money with PES 2020 round the corner, things like that. However, it has been confirmed that Sony were the team that pulled PES from the actual PS Plus lineup and replaced it with Detroit Become Human. Now, this is probably due to backlash off customers. A lot of people were complaining about a sports game being included, but we have seen things like NBA being included before in PS Plus, so it still doesn't make too much sense. Why?
What? I'm sorry, backlash from who? Who gave backlash? What people were giving backlash?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense why both games weren't included.
Why would you give backlash? I don't get it. Backlash over what? Because it's a sports game. Are people really that, upset if they got a free sports game?
Well, yeah, exactly. There are rumours that because FIFA are partnered with PlayStation, that it may have been pulled for that reason. Because they're I'm reading in the comments and it's just going to just show how stupid this all is. So I'm reading the comments of the article, this is on IGN, people are I'm fine with the trade-off, not interested in soccer at all. Good job, Sony. Nobody cares about soccer. And many people thank Sony for that. Yes, Sony with another W, but but guys, this is a Quantic Dream game. I think Detroit Becoming Human as well. I swear that's not even a Sony exclusive and will be coming to PC or something soon. Yeah,
because
it's on the Epic Store, this week.
So I don't get it. Sony, why did Sony do this? Because their PlayStation Plus games have been shit for ages. So I think to get PES would actually have been a really good game, because at least that's a game that you can play a lot, over and over, and you won't really having to you don't have a core storyline that you play through. And I know Detroit Becoming Human, that's not even everyone's type of game. Even if people got that for free, they'd be much more likely to pay PES than Detroit Becoming Human. Even Detroit Becoming Human is still a weird game for people who actually like games, because it isn't really a game.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're not interested in sports games, which a lot of people aren't.
But a lot of people are, because sports games are one of the most best-selling games of all time. So why would people lie and say that they don't care about sport games? I just think it sends out a bad message, in my opinion.
I just personally don't see the trade-off, why they couldn't include both games.
I don't know.
And
either,
especially
man.
To pull it out the day before release, it just seemed a bit... It seemed like something in the background has happened. Whether it be EA getting involved, saying, look, we've got this deal with you for FIFA, you can't promote PES free through your service. You can't give away the whole game for your service. But again, Konami didn't really comment on it, but they, from what I've seen, were also a bit sort of confused as to why it wasn't there. And
I would be confused as well. Why is my premium only other sport game, like football game, being taken down from PlayStation Plus, which is a great month for exposure because it not only allows people to have the game for free, it also allows for people to get introduced to a new franchise for free. And then people will then buy the new version of the game. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, Detroit Becoming Human, Quantic Dream don't make games every year. They make games every 6 years. You're not going to get another Detroit Becoming Human for another few years now. Probably about 4 years, and that will come on the PS5. So, the trade-off is good, but is it? Like, no, it isn't. I have no idea why they even bother doing this. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, I still think people shouldn't be like, oh, this is sick. Like, we should have definitely, this is the decision we decided to make as a company. We will apologize for any inconvenience. But I don't get it, though. Like, why did they decide to make this as a company?
I feel like you've sort of explained what I think has happened and what a few people think has happened perfectly there. So, is prime time for people to start playing stuff like that. The new demo comes out the end of July for PES 2020. If people would have got this game for free and played the whole game, including all the modes, for free, then they can play the new game come July 30th, and the game comes out before FIFA. So if they're partnered with FIFA, I'm just saying, I think that there's something there, either in a contract or something, where EA have come in and said, look, we don't want you to do that because it's marketing them, and you're meant to be partnered with us because PES are partnered with Xbox now, I believe. So
wait, I didn't even know this happened. Why does this shit happen every year? Why do the companies swap consoles every year? Like, I hate it. Like, stick with one for 10 years or something. Don't do it every 3 years and then swap consoles every generation. It doesn't make sense. Like, last time I checked, I thought PES was Sony.
It was until last year, I believe, and then it switched.
What the fuck? And now FIFA's Sony.
Yeah, money. It's money,
What?
isn't it? It's like how COD used to be mainly Xbox, and now, because PlayStation is the in-console with the most player base, the popular games with a lot of money switch over to that one. So
PlayStation 4 exclusivity. That's really fucking dumb. If Sony's taken, like, a massive handout from EA and the, like, partnership, then that is the reason why. Like, that's just stupid. Oh, it's whatever, innit? If Sony want, like, all I'm saying is things like this, like, something like this has happened already. Let's just see how many times that this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because now that we've seen this and we don't have an explanation, and if the explanation is what you said, which is most likely, Tom, that obviously EA's come in and, like, said, like, yo, this is obviously, like, you know, we don't like what you're doing here. You need to take it off the PlayStation Store. Then who's to tell you that other developers and other publishers are not going to start doing the same stuff now? I'm like, hey, you're promoting this certain franchise, but that's kind of a rival franchise of ours. So do you want to take it down? Like, well, that's gonna cause so much issues in the future. This shouldn't have happened in the first place. But hopefully Sony just lets this die and they don't talk about why they did this. Mm-hmm. Other than people like us pushing for Sony to make a statement, because obviously we want to know why. Like, they did these things. Yeah.
There's no way they'll release a statement on it, but they did release, like, a sort of statement this week, you could say, where they're talking about next gen as such, and what they're considering. So it's been known for the last few E3s now that Microsoft have been acquiring studios, and Sony president and CEO Jim Ryan has spoke about this and said that the content for Sony at the moment is more important than ever before, and in order to secure that content, the company is considering merging and acquiring new game developers. So it definitely is something they're looking at, and I think it's definitely something that they should look at, especially with Stadia around the corner as well.
Yeah, and also, like, Sony has massive IPs that they have literally like threw away into like a dusty cupboard that we haven't seen from in years. There's so many games that they have. Like, I don't know how many they own the rights to anymore. Obviously, everyone keeps asking for Jack and Daxter to like come back and things like that. Like, it would be great to see like an amazing developer like Platinum or someone. I'm trying to think who else does really good action, like adventure, kind of like hack and slash games. But somebody who can do that style, but can bring it to Jack and Daxter, like in a new, more like mature way. Now that would be really cool. Mm-hmm. Like to see somebody else do like a new take on Sony IPs and things like that. Like, I'm not sure if like, is a Twisted Metal supposed to be coming out for this generation?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think we did see something like that, didn't we, about Twisted Metal?
There is rumours of one PlayStation IP in particular in the last week that's meant to be revived pretty soon, and it's meant to be announced within the next few weeks, and that's Ape Escape.
Oh, yes, I heard Ape Escape is definitely coming back, and I think Kojima has something to do with it as well, because he's been posting Ape Escape stuff.
Yeah, so it's, you know, they are considering, yeah, they've got things like Killzone in the back locker still. Like,
Killzone's definitely going to come back on the PlayStation 5 in a big way. Like, Guerrilla has been working so hard on that new engine. Can you imagine us seeing Killzone in a mad engine like that now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, be crazy.
Well, they've mainly got Horizon now, but I mean, if they start merging and expanding studios as well, then you could start to see these IPs like gradually come back, but in you know,
reimagined.
Yeah, like sort of God of War's done. You know, just reboot the whole franchise from the beginning.
Well, it's funny you should say that, but Santa Monica's always been working on God of War. Like, they've always had that. Like, it's just been different teams, but it just happened that the original guy, like Corey, who did the original God of War, he just happened to come back to Santa Monica to, like, do the franchise again, because I think he left after God of War 2. I don't know where he went, but he left and he came back to Sony Santa Monica. So, the God of War franchise is obviously now a franchise again. Like, they're going to do more of those, more Horizon Zero Dawns. There's going to be more Spider-Mans. They have quite a lot of things. Death Stranding's probably going to get more games, or Kojima's probably going to have an exclusivity deal with just Sony now. I feel like he's probably not going to deviate to try and make games for Xbox or anything like that. I feel like he's going to stay with the PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, well, I think Kojima Productions are linked to Sony in some form, so...
But he said that they're not, like, they're standalone, and that this first PlayStation game is just a deal between Sony and them. Like, Sony, like, just helped him out, because obviously Kojima's, like, an industry vet, innit? Like, so he just has so much connections, and he made Metal Gear, in it. Like, that was the PlayStation 1's, like, one of their best-selling games. Like, it's kind of like Sony are indebted to him. So I feel like they kind of, like, helped him out with this first project. But considering where Kojima wants to go, I would say, yeah, he should probably, like, get acquired by Sony. I can see the Kojima production, like, studios working very well just underneath Sony. But unless Kojima wants to stay independent and work on his own timescale, because I know that's what he's like, if Sony allow him to do that, which they have been, and I can't see why he can't be underneath the Sony umbrella.
Yeah, that's true. There's also some other news, sort of regarding IPs and stuff, this week as well, and that's the if you remember Alan Wake, Remedy have now purchased and acquired the publishing rights for Alan Wake, which were previously held by Microsoft. So it now means that Microsoft don't own all the publishing rights for that. So we might see the game back on PC stores. We could even see the game come to PlayStation at some point now.
Oh my gosh, we could see Alan Wake come to PlayStation. Wow. I don't think I would ever thought when I was playing Alan Wake on like Xbox 360 back in the day that this game would ever come to PlayStation. This is back when exclusivity was so exclusive. That game was never coming out outside of that system. Like, we never ever thought we would get Alan Wake. And now it seems very likely that we're probably going to get Alan Wake on the PlayStation now. Remedy will be stupid not to release like a new version for like the new updated consoles and things like that, now that it actually owns the rights to Alan Wake.
But they released a sort of weird statement. They said that clarification of what publishing rights could mean. They said A, for a potential sequel to Alan Wake, or B, for a potential port of the original. So they basically went on and said the only thing we want to clarify, now that Remedy owns the publishing rights, is that we could bring Alan Wake to different platforms if we so choose, but they have nothing to announce for now.
Apparently, like, yeah, apparently they basically were trying to make Alan Wake 2, but like they've never ever quite got it right. And like the two Alan Wake 2 prototypes that they did create over the years turned out into Quantum Break and American Nightmare, and the upcoming Game Control.
Yeah, Control.
So those are all Alan Wake prototypes that were dismantled.
You can
Alan Wake 2 prototypes that were all broken down and dismantled into these 3 games. So it's like they want to make Alan Wake. Like, they've just been waiting for the right time, money, like legal stuff to go through, I guess. And I feel like Alan Wake's definitely going to be Remedy's next project. Alan Wake 2 and Alan Wake 1 will probably be released along with the game or something, or on the day of the announcement or something stupid.
I'd happily take a remaster or a remake of Alan Wake.
I'd take a remaster. A port, I'll probably be a little bit like dubious and probably just get it on PC instead, because I know I can get it on there. But if I got like a full Alan Wake remaster with like in a brand new engine, like, you know, they up the textures and everything on there, and like they put all the DLC in the game and things like that, then yes, I would get the Alan Wake remaster. I'm not getting the Alan Wake port though. I wouldn't do that, because I heard the PC port was terrible anyway, or one of the ports wasn't very good.
I'd never played it on PC, only on Xbox. So
only on Xbox, yeah. I've only ever played on Xbox as well. So I've never ever like played Alan Wake on the PC. But yeah, it's quite crazy, because I didn't know that they used like dismantled versions of like Alan Wake 2 prototypes to make those 3 games. Like, so, but now you can see where the Alan Wake kind of comes from. Like, you can kind of see the influence, like Quantum Break.
Yeah, you can
was so like Alan Wake. Like, that was so like Alan Wake, to the point where I was just like, wait, is this just Alan Wake? Like, I remember when it first came out when we was in college, and we all, like, me and you both thought it was going to be like a part of the Alan Wake universe or something, at least, because the way how like it was stylized, it was so dark and like kind of a little bit cinematic, like a TV drama. Yeah, it's like Alan Wake. So, yeah, the Alan Wake is also apparently like asked for like the most on Twitter. Like, when the Remedy like creative director like says anything about any other game, people just ask like, "Where's Alan Wake 2?"
Yeah. So
they'd be stupid not to do Alan Wake 2 with this new like acquisition of all the publishing rights and whatnot. So, yeah,
I think it will come. It's just when the time's right. But so we're speaking about like PC ports and stuff. Now, this is interesting. Something that I found this week. It's been reported that there's been a reference to Red Dead 2 coming to PC. In Rockstar's
what's this
Social
I'm hearing?
Club.
Like, yeah, it's in the Social Club, isn't it? But why would that be in there out of all the places?
Because it's so basically, you know, like your accomplishments or your achievements, but it's like the Social Club equivalent. In the source code, there is a phrase now which says Red Dead 2 PC accomplishments. So,
do you know what, yeah, it was always coming to PC from the time when GTA 5 got the PC port. Like, it was always coming to PC. Like, eventually, it was just a matter of time, innit? So, Yeah, I could see this coming. Red Dead really, as a game, wow, it kind of fucking died though, man. Like, the online is not as good.
There's still
like,
a big fan base trying to say that game should have won Game of the Year, and I don't think it should have. There's no way at all that it was better than God of War.
Oh yeah, like the way how like it just kept winning like everything at the Game Awards. I was just like, well, it's not that great. Like, it's just okay. Like,
I still haven't got past chapter 1 yet, and it's nearly a year now. Again, like, I haven't had time to play it, but I just don't feel like I want to play it. I don't know. It just seemed a bit too long, and I know it's a story based thing, but the fact that like there's no the travel in it is tedious, and then there's the cinematic cam and stuff, and okay, that might be okay for some people, but the majority of people don't have that much time to sit down and spend. Just
yeah, you know, and like people online now have like recently they've like glitched the Red Dead game, and like they've found like kind of like a Westworld-esque like type of like area where it kind of looks like a little bit. It kind of looks a little bit like it's unfinished. Like the game has more land to build after. It's weird. I'm just like looking at the Twitter pictures. Like, let me just show you. Like, let me just send you the link.
Yeah,
it's very odd. Have you seen it?
I can see them all. Yeah,
it's weird. Like, why would you allow that online? Surely bad things can happen if someone like messes about with like something too bad in the game. Like, if they like, there's like a cube floating in the middle of the air. Like, what would happen if someone messed about with that? Why is that there?
Yeah, it doesn't make too much. I mean, this is coming from a company which is owned by one of the biggest companies in games. Probably is classed as like the pinnacle of quality in games. So for them to leave something like this in, and people to be able to find it and get there, just seems a bit lackluster, in my opinion.
Man, there's so many bad things. Like somebody's basically just broke the game. Like they're out, like, but they're online though. Like this can't be good for online. Like they've got outside the game and like they're doing all these mad things outside of the boundaries of the game. So if you're not in the boundaries, I guess the rules don't apply to you anymore, do they? So basically, like normal physics and things like that don't work. It kind of looks like a test area where like they test things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it looks like they've managed to get into like the developers room, kind of like that. I bet if they carry it on, they'll find more and more things around there. But I don't know. I don't know how it works. Do not know how it works.
It just seems like I don't know. It doesn't seem like the game was rushed in the end, but it just doesn't seem like there was enough care put into it as such. Like there was a lot of good work put into this game, but the online aspect, like it came out as beta, and then it's technically still beta. It just seems like a ploy for money. You know, that they seen how much they made off GTA Online, and then thought, let's do the same in Red Dead. We're going to make loads of money off this. Let's just do it. Because it was okay, but I played the online for like a second, but it never really had anything that was majorly interested in it. It just seemed a bit like, oh, what can we do with open world online aspect of Red Dead? Oh, we can just do this. Let's just do that then. Like, but we'll charge loads of money for everything, so people will buy stuff. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's more of a cash grab than an actual game mode that was put into place for a reason. Yeah, for the benefit of the players. Seems like it's put there more for the benefit of the company.
Well, apparently, now, hold on, Tom. This is going to be crazy. Apparently, some people are speculating that they're recreating secretly like the areas of Red Dead 1. And then they're going to release it.
Mm.
But
I mean, that'd be good, but
would it though? Because I'm not traveling on horseback all the way across those areas. Do you know how long that takes?
yeah, that's quite true.
It takes long. You can't fast travel or anything like that. I don't think you can, without buying gold bars or whatever, yeah. You can't do anything, kind. And in GTA, yeah, there's one thing that like everyone forgets, that how it made their GTA experience fun. We all started off with like 250,000 because remember, the online got delayed. So we all had money to buy whatever we wanted at the beginning. Red Dead, you don't have any money to buy whatever you want at the beginning. You've got zero of everything. So I'm guessing maybe that was the reason why our GTA experience might have been a bit more fun, and the fact that we could just rob cars and just drive around like really fast if we wanted to. We could rob pretty much anything in GTA as long as you've got like, as long as you have the means of doing it, you can. But when it comes to Red Dead, it's a lot different. It's a lot slower. It's horseback. You've got guns that aren't as rapid as you're usually expecting. It's actually like a Western game, like a cowboy game, innit? So, I don't know, man. I just wasn't too interested in it. And then the main line, the storyline, like the campaign mode, I just haven't even got into it past chapter 1. I was like, I just don't have the time.
Yeah, it takes too long to try and get into it, which is the problem when you pick up a game like that. You want to sort of, you don't want to have to wait to install it for so long, and then once you get in, you have to wait like an hour to get to chapter 1, and then you're in chapter 1, and then you have to like do more stuff of the same. You just, at that point, you sort of, you know, you've gone in with say 3 hours, and your 3 hours are up, and you've not even got anywhere in the game, and you just feel like, what's the point? But you know, it probably is still a very good game. The trouble is, though, it's not designed for everyone, and I think everyone knew that when it was coming out, but the fact that the online aspect is still not really there, you know, it does call for sort of what a Take-Two and Rockstar are actually trying to get out of their games now, because they seem like they're sort of gone under the radar a little bit, because the games are known for being quality games, but they are falling into that trap now where there's things in like GTA Online and Red Dead Online where they're just becoming like, I don't know, not cash grabs, but they're just there to milk consumers. They're not there for any other specific reason. And I don't think GTA Online was purposely designed for that in the first place, but once they seen how much money they could make off it, I think the plans changed. But we'll have to wait and see. We know Take-Two love money anyway, so there's gonna be something soon.
Take-Two loves it. Like they're like probably one of the worst companies like out there. Like the shit that they've done. Like, well, we was already talking about the fucking ads in 2K, which I don't think's been fixed yet. Is it still in there? Are they still in 2K?
I'm not sure. I haven't actually looked at the update, but from what I know, I've not heard that they've been taken out. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be fixed. You know, fixed in parentheses.
Yep. They are still unskippable ads. They are not. Wait, I'm just in a new video. Nope, it's still there. 3 days ago, somebody made a video talking about the ads. So that just goes to show that it's probably not. Yeah, we're not gonna not see these now. And do you know what the thing is? Probably now, like the next 2K game might already have ads in them from the get go.
Well, it's gonna flop if it does. So,
or are they gonna do this every time when like after like the NBA like season's over? Like they're just gonna start putting ads in like in preparation for the next 2K game.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to be really fucking stupid.
Well, let's move on to some better news. I say better news, but, you know...
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you know, there's no reason why it's bad news. So, obviously everyone knows, well, if you don't know now, Shenmue 3, which was a Kickstarter project, is now an Epic exclusive. However...
Wait. Can we just back up, though? Remember Shenmue 3, Tom, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we first, since Shenmue 3 was coming out, wasn't Sony directly involved in this game?
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think so. I think it was just announced at Sony.
I swear to God, yeah, Shenmue 3 is not coming to Xbox.
It's Deep Silver are publishing it.
Yep, PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows only. Yu Suzuki explains Sony funding. So why the hell? So if Sony's also got money in this, so what does this all mean?
No idea. Either way, people that have backed Shenmue 3 on Kickstarter can get a refund for the move to the Epic Games Store. Steam keys won't be given out at launch, but refunds will be available. So it makes a little bit of sense. It's positive news that they're willing to give back to the people that have put money into it. It's not going to sweeten the deal that it's not going to be on Steam, but I mean, you do get your money back for it in the end. So if you do want to buy it, you can then go buy it again, realistically. I think it's a good compromise to the situation. I don't feel like it's ideal for everyone, but I feel like it's,
I'm looking at it, yeah. I'm looking at it. And I know people are still pissed off at Epic, but at the same time, isn't this is kind of like Apple? Apple make the iPhone, we all want the iPhone. The iPhone has a great interface. It's got all the things.
I don't really get where this is going.
It's just a bet. I just mean it's just the more it just has the stuff. I don't. Okay, not the iPhone. That's a really, really, really bad analogy. I'm trying to think of a company that everyone needs to use just because they've done it that way. They've made it in a way where you have to use them. I'm trying to think. Sky. Okay. Sky, Virgin Media, those kind of things. Those are the TV things. Okay, if you're not in England, those are TV providers, satellite cable TV providers. And Sky has certain things on there that you can only watch on Sky, but also so does Virgin Media. But then sometimes they also have the same channels on there. I think you can get Sky Movies and stuff like that on Virgin now.
Mm-hmm. A good comparison would probably be Disney. How Disney have took their stuff off Netflix and are now launching their own service.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Yeah, that's a way better one. Except for we haven't seen Disney's service yet. Well, we know what their old service is like. We don't know what the new service is like.
We have seen Disney Plus. We've spoke about it before. We haven't seen it in person, but we've seen
yeah. I mean, I haven't firsthand. I haven't got to grips with it. I've only seen images and screenshots. I don't know a single person who's used it. I don't know what the experience, the user experience of it is like. Yeah, Disney is a good example because obviously they have their new streaming service now. It's just like that. I don't really see why everyone's getting so pissed off about this still. I get it about Epic, but if Epic has the money, you should be pissed off at Shenmue. Why is Shenmue taking this deal when it knows it's already on Kickstarter? Why is Shenmue doing that? Well, why is YSNet doing that? Why isn't YSNet taking that money then? Why are they doing that then? If they know that they're on Kickstarter already and now they're backing an exclusivity deal when they've already offered things. Why are we getting pissed off at Epic? I just don't get why everyone is just shouting at Epic. Epic is a major corporation. They are untouchable at this point. They're almost untouchable.
it's the scapegoating and the fact that there's Chinese government rumors and spying involved. People just
spying involved. For God's sake, we had a rape simulator on Steam. They don't give a shit over there. Like, they don't even make games anymore, and they take 30% off like people. Like, if we're really gonna like do something, I see why Epic has done this. They've done it to highlight the fact that Steam is a really bad system and has been for ages, and that's not getting better. And that is our mainstream system that everyone uses, barely anyway, because like we've been forced to use it. It's just a thing that we've had to use. Like we didn't want to, we just had to use Steam.
Yeah, well, you say that, but Epic did come out this week and actually say that exclusives are the only way to sort of battle Steam.
Exactly, it is, because Steam won't pay for exclusives.
Well, Steam won't budge, and there's no way that people are going to budge from Steam because
Steam needs
everyone's
to learn
so
that.
invested in it. However,
I say Steam,
if it moves over, and there's games that you can only get on a certain launcher, then yeah, that is how it's going to work. You know, everyone hated Origin, everyone hated Uplay and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know, I still don't. I would like to have everything in one place. However, I don't mind if I want to buy an EA game and it's on Origin. I mean, that is very unlikely.
Yeah, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, don't worry, like I'm just gonna pirate whatever games on Epic." And I was just like, "You're just damaging the industry that you claim you love so much."
Well,
so
yeah.
whoa, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then also in the same hand as well, you're pirating these games. But a lot of these games are like have online functions, and that's what they're known for. Like Borderlands, like who's gonna pirate Borderlands to try and play it online? Are you an idiot? Obviously, you're gonna get slapped. Like if you download a pirated game and they clock that you're online, your whole IP can get banned.
Well, here's
from
the
a
thing.
company.
Here's the thing, right?
Like
Epic give developers, publishers more cut. Okay, some of the publishers and developers might not be the most, you know, ethical people. And neither might Epic, but you know, if it's the developers below that get,
neither is Valve. Like,
well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
go on.
If Epic give the developers more of a cut, then all you're doing by pirating that game is basically saying, "Well, I'm not going to give the developers more money for a game because I'll just play it for free instead. I'll only give them less money because it's on Steam, and that's more beneficial for me."
Yeah, it's just beneficial for me, but I like how everyone tries to turn it around like it's their own moral dilemma that they have to deal with. Like, oh, but the Chinese government are involved and they've got our data. I'm like, why do you care so much about who has your data? You are currently on an IGN forum commenting right now. like, what do you mean? Like, somebody could easily trace back who you are. Like, I'm sure
it doesn't matter who has your data. I'm pretty sure
Facebook have had your data and sold it many times over already.
Unless you're Amish, someone's got your data. That's like, just how it works.
And even with that, like, you're saying that, modern Amish people, a lot of the time, they have to go to a hospital and get registered. So, like, I don't really, like... Your day is out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's acting like you can't go into Ancestry.com right now and find out my full name and things like that. Yeah. Like, it's just stupid how everyone has, like, what's China going to do with my data? What is China going to do with my data? I would like to know what anybody from China has done with my data so far. That's been really, really harmful and dangerous to me.
You never know.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I will never know.
A clone of you walking around soon.
Yeah, I will never know. I hope they clone me. I'm waiting for a clone. Fine, please take my life over if you want. I'll go and live off I'll live a secret life. Like, my clone can do all the work then, innit? Like, so make a clone for me, make a clone for my family, my girlfriend. I was like, let's make a clone for everyone, so we don't have to do anything anymore.
I know. You just end up with an off-brand Tairell somewhere in China.
Like an off-brand Tairell. I was like, wait, this is Tairell, but he's not quite him.
My guy Tyrrell.
Tyrrell, yeah. I have to call myself Tyrrell. Like every end of my word, I just like misses one letter. Like, I'm not quite all there. Like,
yeah, we've sort of gone a bit off topic there, but we're gonna get back to it. I mean, we've been speaking about Valve. We might as well speak about this because they have announced new specs for their upcoming Cosmos VR headset. pretty recently within the last 2 weeks. And this is something I didn't really see the first time round when it was announced, but it looks okay, you know. It's an improvement on the last VR set. They're obviously investing a lot into VR now. And sorry, no, not Valve, HTC. My bad. We're speaking about Valve. Valve obviously announced the Index recently.
No, but remember, what's called it? Valve partnered with HTC to make the Vive, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Valve
is that done now?
They announced their new headset called the Index. Valve did now. I think it might be done because the new HTC Vive Cosmos is going to be competing with the Valve headset that's coming out.
Shit.
So we'll have to see. They do learn off each other and benefit from each other's hardware, though. So it has been a good partnership, you could say. But yeah, it's got an LCD display, 2880 times 1700 combined resolution. So that's better than 1080p. We're looking at nearly I think it might be higher than 1440p just. But it's an 88% increase over the original Vive, so nearly double the amount. They're touting it to play 90 FPS VR, which is impressive. Definitely will improve the realism. And there's also reduced screen door effect, they say, so increased subpixels, real RGB panels, and 40% improved lens clarity over the original Vive. Having used the Vive, that's going to be quite helpful. It's still possibly not up there with the Valve Index. However, knowing HTC, this is bound to be something that's going to be quite good. The original Vive was the best headset around at the time, I'd say.
It's got a different refresh rate as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. And it's got an experimental 144 hertz refresh rate, which apparently is like only for experimental support and use.
Yeah, the convenient thing about the Cosmos, though, it has a flip-up design. So instead of having to take the whole thing off your head every time, you can just flip up the panel and still wear it on your head. So that's an important thing.
That is nice. Oh my gosh, it's time. I think I'm surprised it took so long for just a little innovation like that to come.
I think this is a good competitor to the Valve Index. I'm hoping, we've not seen any prices yet, though. I've not seen any price announced, but they are going to reveal more soon. Price-wise, I'm hoping this is cheaper than the Valve Index, and this Vive Cosmos might now be the way to start getting into that VR a little bit more, because it definitely seems like it's made more for not so much players that want to get the best experience.
Oh, my bad. The Valve headset has a higher refresh rate and the experimental 144 mode, but I think the Vive Cosmos still has the 90.
Yeah,
it still has the 90 in there. But
I do think if you want to get into VR, though, I think the Cosmos is probably going to be the best bet for newcomers. People that have already used it before might go for something like the Index and just go a bit more, in depth, see what's there, invest a little bit more money into it. But I'm excited for VR now. It's starting to actually realize its potential of where it should have been, especially with the PSVR 2 round the corner as well. We're not forgetting that. So it's coming. There's definitely some big things to come for VR in the next few years. There is a little bit of news regarding Pokemon, but it's not too much.
Oh yeah. Oh, but to be honest, we can just talk about like the way how basically the fucking whole of the Pokemon like fandom is having a war with each other about it though.
Yeah,
like everyone's like fighting against each other, aren't they? Like everyone's trying to have their own say about it. And Tom, I need you as like one of our main Pokemon fans. Like, well, I'm a Pokemon fan as well, and my girlfriend's a Pokemon fan as well. I think I asked Jodie how she felt about it, and she was kind of like a little bit like, "Oh, I'm not quite sure." Like, I felt like if you have the Pokédex, like all the Pokemon should come along with the Pokédex. How do you feel about it, Tom?
Personally, I'm not happy with the decision.
I didn't think you would be happy.
I mean, I didn't mind too much for this game.
Yeah.
But the fact that they've sort of hinted and possibly confirmed that it is going to be like this for every game now on.
So what?
Not happy with that.
So break that down for me then. So as knowing from playing the Pokemon games, from the mainline games, I know that you can always have been able to transfer. I think was it after Green or Yellow? Which Pokemon? I can't remember which one it was. There was a certain Pokemon where you could always transfer your previous Pokemon to the next system. It's always been like that since the Game Boy up until the last gen. But this is the first gen where they're not allowing this to happen, and I just can't really see why.
It makes sense from a point of view that you can't transfer from DS to Switch. That makes sense. It also makes sense that they're not going to have the time or requirements to manage 800 and whatever Pokemon, having to make the models, rig it all, animate every single one of them, do all the attack animations for every single one. That makes perfect sense. However, to not do it for any of the games after this, it just seems wasted. It seems like, what was the point in that?
It's true, and I know how everyone's kind of like, yeah, like animation and things like that, but I'm like, literally, Nintendo just delayed Animal Crossing because for whatever reason they couldn't get Animal Crossing done in time. So why couldn't they just wait? Like, we've waited for so long for a mainline Pokemon game for years now, and you're telling me that only a few Pokemon are gonna come. I think it's a little bit unacceptable in my opinion. Like, I think, because even the last Pokemon was in 3D, so they can't really say that it's going to take too long to like rig and animate and everything. And that Pokemon game don't look like the highest fidelity Pokemon game I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So, what animations and stuff are we talking about that they needed to work on? I know it's 800 plus Pokemon now, but if you've done it for every game and now you're going to stop at this generation, that's a lot of Pokemon that you're not going to include in the game. Like, this is the reason why Pokemon was such a great game, because you give it to kids and kids can carry on. Like, people can give their Game Boy to their kids and they can carry on, like, and make their own Pokédex and build their self up. And like, now kids are not really going to be able to do that anymore. And I feel like he's taken a really important part out of the actual Pokemon experience. So like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm on the side of like you. Like, I'm really upset. Like, that you're not gonna be able to transfer, because I remember that just used to always be a thing where you could transfer your Pokemon to every new game. Like, that was one of the key selling points and features of Pokemon, that you will never lose your original Pokemon anymore. Like, you can always keep your original Pokemon, all the names, everything. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still going to buy the game. I'm still going to play the game.
Yeah, of course. Like,
it looks impressive from what I've seen from E3.
Yeah, of course. This is just obviously like it's obviously unfortunate and it's obviously really sad. But like, I know like people are kind of just like, oh, like, yeah. Like, I understand, but Pokemon is it's not a heavy game. Like, it's not lots of like fighting in it or anything, like animation wise. Like, if you can put all these characters into Super Smash Bros. With their own movesets and everything, yeah? Like, why can't you do that for Pokemon? Like, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. But then, and then obviously you've got other people on the other side that are like, all you that are, this is a comment, all you that are bitching to go learn programming and make your own monster collecting game. I'm sure you can do what GF can't. Excuse my language. Bitchy little IGN fucks.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. I guess that's how they feel about the entire thing.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't happy. However, I feel like just wait and see what happens. I mean, it was always going to be a weird crossover to this console.
Oh, wait, okay. It's a piss take. So I've just had a comment from someone saying that the animations are exactly the same as the ones used in the 3DS games.
Yeah, but they're being made to higher fidelity, so there's still a lot of work that has to go into it.
Nah, somebody said in there, like, they've compared, like, the animation is the same. And obviously, I know, yeah, I don't know how they do the animation systems, but if it's an animation that's already set and saved, you can drag and drop that animation over. But I don't know how they're doing that animation.
Not a custom engine.
If it's a custom engine, then fair enough. Then I have to do all them from the ground up. But then again, we don't know if the Pokemon company have a Pokemon maker or something that they've created to kind of make their games.
The thing is, while it may look the same, there's still a lot of work required to port that over to the new console.
Yeah, of course there is.
To make it to the quality that it should be. Now, people look at something side by side and go, oh, it's the same, but it's not, you know. There's a reason why remakes or remasters take a long time. There's a reason why even ports take a long time, because it is hard to do that.
Yeah.
You know, but people just expect that it's going to be quite easy and people can do that. Again, that's not saying I wholly agree with what's happening. However, I think it's okay for this game. However, I'm holding out to see what the future games are going to be like and what's going to happen. And I'm still holding out for that perfect Pokemon game. You know, the Breath of the Wild one. That's definitely coming. You heard it here. It's definitely coming. Because I said so.
It's true, but like, a lot of people are just, yeah. I get it. Like, I'm looking at Pokemon like Sword and Shield, and I'm like, yeah, I've been waiting for a lot of years, and it doesn't look like the sickest Pokemon game ever. Like, I was expecting a lot more from Pokemon as a new mainline Pokemon that's going to be on the Switch. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought, wow, this is going to blow me away. It's going to be like a Pokemon role-playing game. This is going to be like proper like open world. And it's not even really open world. We're cutting down the amount of Pokemon that's going to be in the game and for the future of the game. I don't know, man. I just feel sorry for people who are like hardcore fans, because I can see it's really hit them. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, quite harsh. Because they obviously can't carry over whatever Pokemons that they won. And then also, like, I see it on the other side of, like, other fans who don't care. Like, they're just blind fans. So, like, they're just like, oh, Game Freak are doing whatever. Like, the game's going to be amazing. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's okay to say you don't like something. This is how we get stuck with mediocrity for so long. Because a fan base will like something for so long that they can keep carrying on. And then, now that Pokemon has done something different, they just have to, like, put up with it, really. Like, there's nothing else you can do. Like, you haven't asked to really change anything from the game. But now they are making a decision to change something. And now you want to start voicing your opinion on everything. I don't know. It seems a little bit weird, innit?
And just to sort of, you know, cap this off, if you are affected by any of the issues we've just spoke about regarding Pokemon, then please go follow the perfect Pokemon game on Reddit, and that'll fulfill all your needs for a perfect Pokemon game. There we go. Disclaimer sorted. Moving on. Some more positive news.
Is that a real Reddit?
That is a real subreddit, and it has some very good content. Yeah, so.
The perfect Pokemon game. So wait, so are they like trying to like put forward like good ideas that should be in Pokemon that never been in Pokemon, or just whole game concepts?
Basically a subreddit dedicated to trying to make Nintendo make a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game by posting a lot of shit in there. like concepts and concept art, concept games, fan-made games, loads of stuff, but it's a nice idea to sort of get what might be coming in the future. Maybe like 50 years from now. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see if that's if like Disney haven't taken over the world yet. That's happening, by the way. So Stranger Things portals started appearing in Fortnite.
Yeah. Do you not know about this?
Nah, I actually did not know. I don't know what's going on in Fortnite anymore. Like, they had like a John Wick like crossover the other day. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they're going mad with this crossover stuff. But
we did say this was going to happen more and more, didn't we?
Yeah, we predicted it. There you go.
Epic, man. Epic's just doing the right stuff. It pisses me off that because like they're a shit company and a good company at the same time.
But yeah, they I know portals started appearing that I don't know what they did. They don't take anyone anywhere. They just spit them out somewhere else, apparently. So, yeah, but these portals started appearing, and then in the last few days, when Stranger Things 3 came out, there's now the availability to play as Hopper and a Demogorgon, which is pretty cool. Yeah, as much as I'm not a fan of Fortnite that much, I'd probably, if I was playing, I probably might spend money to buy something like that. Again, like that's why it does so well, because even though I don't play the game, I might play the game and buy that just because I want to do that and play it in a game.
Yeah, just like, because it's... Yeah, this was this Stranger Things, and it's funny you should say that, because obviously we're going to get onto that, because we're talking about games quite a while. We had quite a few things to talk about.
Yeah,
it's been a good slew of topics for games, to be honest, yeah.
Before we move off games onto Stranger Things, I want to pitch a Stranger Things game.
Oh, that's out, by the way.
Nah, not the Stranger Things 3 game. I want to pitch an actual mature Stranger Things game.
But it's out, though,
Yeah, I know it's out.
Did you get it on Switch or anything?
I've not got it, no.
You know, got it. Yeah, it's out. Apparently it's supposed to be alright. Yeah, carry on.
But, okay. So, basically, imagine Dead by Daylight, but with Demogorgons or Demodogs, and you either play as, any of the kids. You pick your kids, and then there's a Demodog or something, and you have to, like, try and fight it.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And and you can pick like out of like the team of like.
Yeah, you could pick like Max, Elle, Mike, Will, Steve, Lucas,
Dustin. Yeah.
I think it'd be a cool concept.
I think it would be a cool
maybe
concept,
a little bit like the Friday the 13th. Get something like that, just has that thing there.
That'd be hard. Or even like you can kind of do a little bit of like a Slenderman type thing and do like the Mind Flayer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because obviously you can have more than one person be the Mind Flayer, couldn't you? Really?
Now I'm thinking about it, that Telltale game would have been really fucking good.
What, the Telltale game? Yeah. Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Telltale, innit? I
Damn
guess.
you, Telltale. You ruined something that was good before it was even made.
Well, yes. Yes, we're going to move on to Stranger Things because we are, like, really, like, running out of time.
Perfect time to switch over as well. Just halfway through the episode, we're moving to the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Switcheroo. Yeah, so let's go. Spoiler alert. Some spoilers may be mentioned.
Yeah, we're about to say we're not going to do an episode by episode breakdown of like this. We're just going to give our thoughts and opinions and talk about some cool things about Stranger Things 3. Seeing as we've watched the entire series, both of us. It's probably the first thing we've ever watched all the way through, like, before we've, like, coming. Like, it's coming to record.
But yeah, some spoilers may be mentioned during this, so if you haven't watched the whole of Stranger Things 3 yet,
I say just skip
forward
through
10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. Right, do you want to get down to it then?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, it's really, really good season. I liked it much better than season 2. And
I don't think that was hard though.
Not really, because like season 2 was like, I know season 2 had a hard time. Like it had a hard time with like trying to.
There was a few concept
bridge the
episodes in season 2.
Yeah,
and we know they were concept episodes.
Yeah, to try and bridge the gap. I still don't get me wrong. Like I know people hate that one with like her going to like see her sister and stuff like that. Like obviously it was important for that episode to be in there because we needed for 11 to learn how to use her powers in a better way. And it like so it was there for a reason. But I understand the episode was just wasn't good. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh, whoa, this is the worst shit I've ever seen, like some people were saying. But it wasn't like it wasn't like something I would like to watch again. Like
the thing is, it didn't fit. It wasn't Stranger Things. Like it felt out of place in the whole universe and like franchise as a whole. You know, throughout all of the series, that episode stands out as just being like its own standalone spin-offy thing. Like it didn't really fit. And I think that's mainly because none of the characters were there as such with her. Like you said, it did play a purpose, but I think what makes Stranger Things is the characters and the town of Hawkins and that whole, you know, the whole mesh of that together. That's what really pulls it together. And when you take one of those characters out of it and put them with like loads of brand new people, it sort of doesn't feel the same. I don't know if you feel that way, but that's how I personally feel.
I don't know. Are you in reference to season 2 or season 3?
Season 2, the episode where she goes to see her sister.
Where she goes to see her sister.
That episode only just feels out of place in the whole context of the universe as such. Just mainly because none of the characters that you know and love are there. But
I feel like yeah, maybe that was there to kind of set up like the Duffer Brothers, like, you know, like those type of
they did state it was there to see if it was going to work well or not, if they could take it in that direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the Duffer Brothers just wanted that episode there. Like back in the day, you used to have self-contained episodes of like new pilots for shows that you would want to like shop to the network. Mm-hmm. So like that could easily be a Stranger Things spin-off where they follow her sister's route of life and how she like survived in comparison to 11 and how she survived with her powers. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they could kind of do a Stranger Things like spin-off there. Like I can see where it's going. But enough of that anyway. Let's get down to season 3 because there's a tons of like things that we're going to talk about, how they did differently this season. And
did you feel the budget was a lot higher this season?
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, budget was way higher. And you know why the budget was way higher? Because they couldn't stop fucking putting new coke in it. Like,
yeah, you've seen the marketing
every fucking scene. No. Did you not see the whole like the little scene that they have when they were arguing about new coke? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my god! I was like, here we go. Here's coke paying like 25 million for that scene. Like, where they were arguing about new coke, and they were arguing about The Thing and new coke, and like. It was such like an ad, like it was so weird, but it's needed in it, and also it's very reminiscent of the time because the 80s was so like fucking like advertisery, like so like
yeah, it makes
manufactured,
sense.
so like, you know, everyone wants like a particular thing, like they had the brand new mall that came in, it was all brand new and clean, and everyone was in there. When you see them, like everyone from the towns in there, and like all the shops and stuff that you got used to, and the arcade that the kids used to go to is like deserted now. Like, it's weird. It's almost like, oh wow, they've actually like grown up and become teenagers, just like how we did. Like, you know, we stopped playing football and we went to go to town and like see if we can go and like talk to girls and things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
it's just
I don't
like
know what
showing...
you were doing in your teenage years, but I was still playing football. So
obviously, if you're kicking ball professionally, then yes. Like,
that's all.
If you play, obviously you pay for a team, and if you pay for a team, I mean like playing outside, in it. Like, I mean like playing outside with your friends, riding bikes and stuff, like how they were, and then like obviously it transitions over to like going to the mall, as they call it, but where that would be in England, that would be like going to town and going like Birmingham to the ball ring and things like that to go like with your friends. Like, it's not doing kid stuff anymore, like playing GTA like with all your friends and that, like in a house.
You see that a lot when Will is obviously trying to get everyone to play.
Yeah, he's trying to get everyone, and I resonated with him. I understood, like, when my cousins and all of his friends were getting older, they didn't want to play games no more. Whereas I was still younger, I wanted to do all like the kid shit still, but they didn't. They wanted to go off and go talk to girls and do all these other things that I'm not into that yet. Like, I was young, so like it somehow, even though it's in the 80s, it's still the same experience that everyone had. Like, we all had to grow up at one point, like, and that was like the whole season was that. It was like everyone coming to terms with how hard it is to grow up. Do you know what I mean? Like, let go of things. Like, you have to just let go.
I think that's like a perfect way to summarize this series in general.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's a lot about
a coming of
go.
age story.
Yeah, but very much.
But it shows the good and the bad side. You know, there's a lot of heartbreak and there's a lot of positives.
It is, and it's sad. It's really sad because it makes you think about back when you was a kid and when you used to do all like the stuff when you was a kid,
when
and
you used
like
to go around fighting alien dogs and shit.
No. Oh yeah, okay. I wish
back in the day,
back in the good old days. You know, back in the good old days when we used to fight aliens and the Russians. Like, no, I mean like obviously like more in terms of like when I used to like play out with my friends and ride bikes and shit and like, you know, just do like adventure like stuff, innit? Like, it's just sad, innit? Because obviously that kind of stuff that's so in the past now, like, and that's what Stranger Things was kind of like. I think the fan as well had to kind of like get over the fact that like all of that stuff that they did was all when they were kids and it was in the past, and we're like going to such a different place now. Like, it was so much more darker and much more gorier. There was way more swearing in this season, like, than any of the other seasons. Like, because obviously they're growing up as well, aren't they? So they're swearing more because that's just natural for teenagers to do that. So like, it was weird hearing them swear. It was weird seeing how old everyone is growing up. It was weird seeing Lucas's sister like grown up and now a part of the cast.
Yeah.
But was a cool addition though. I didn't mind her. She was cool. I liked how intelligent she is, and I could see her getting with Dustin because they're like, I don't know how old they are though. How old is she? She's like 10 in it.
I'm not.
How was Dustin like 13?
Either way, I'm not discussing that. But yeah, you can see like the chemistry there.
It was weird though. Don't you think it was weird chemistry there though? Like, I always thought it was weird.
But it's because they're both very intelligent on the same level, you know.
Yeah, they are.
I think that's where it's like the bond was there. And obviously his friends weren't speaking to him.
Yeah.
Because they were busy. But
that was also a really weird thing. Was like, yeah, Dustin was basically just split off from the group the entire season, basically.
But then he's always been like pretty good friends with Steve anyway, like over the last season. Season 2 made them pretty good friends. It was
just season 2 that made them like...
But it started at the end of season 1 when he helped him with his hair. That was like the blossoming of that friendship. So, because if you remember when they were fighting the dogs, I think in season 2, Dustin and Steve were pretty much together that whole time. Like, it was just them two. So they're not. It's not odd to see them together, and I think that's why it works well. Like, to split it off into different groups. It also, I must say, led to a really, really good story this season. Like, possibly the best season so far overall, I think, personally, because it had everything. It fit the theme of the 80s really well. It had a really good story that branched into different areas but sort of come back round, and there was no real big plot holes anywhere. It was entertaining. It was always like action based. There was not really any slow or boring moments, you could say. And then, you know, the fact that you now know all these characters and see them grow up and have that coming of age thing as well, you have that connection. And I think it's like, season 2 was like trying to work out where it was going to go. Season 3 was like, it's sort of going back to its roots, but taking inspiration, and also like, you just feel involved because you've watched them grow up now. So, I think personally for me, it's probably my favourite season so far.
Yeah, definitely. Hands down, the best season. Probably like, since like season 1. I haven't gone back to actually watch Stranger Things again. Maybe if I would watch season 1.
Yeah. Season
2 definitely, I can say, wasn't my favourite, but had really, really good episodes in it though. Mm-hmm. That was the thing. It had some really, really high points in the season.
I think the difference is season 1 was it had a darker tone to it, whereas season 2 was a bit, it didn't really know where it fit, which was quite fitting to the time because it was in between the 70s and the 80s, so it sort of made sense for that season. And now this season, it's like
so 80s.
Yeah,
it's so 80s. Oh my god!
If you took the resolution down and played it next to an 80s film, it would probably fit in like perfectly. Like it had Goonies just everywhere throughout it. Like, it just felt, it had all the things from that sort of time, and it just felt like really well done. It felt like you were either watching something from the 80s and they were living in the 80s. It didn't feel like it was a modern series as such. And I think that's just sort of praise to the people working behind the show and the actors and the Duffel brothers, and, all the marketing team and everything for putting all that in place and making sure that it has come off as well as it did. The only thing that was better was the special effects. You wouldn't have seen them special effects in the 80s. God, no. But
what, special effects in the 80s?
Not as good as that. Yeah.
Oh no!
You would have had some guy doing his little puppet thing in the background for the mind flare or some shit.
Well, it depends, innit? Because there's so many callbacks and stuff to like Alien and that in this season. Like, there's one scene where like the mind flare or like one of the like arms of it comes around the corner, and that's so Alien. Like, that's like Ripley, and the alien coming to her face, and she's like trying her best to like hide, and the alien's like coming around. I was like, shit. I was like, this is like Alien so much. Yeah, so like that would have been done by a puppet. So we probably would have seen some really, really high level animatronics, but that was also rare for the time to get like a film like Alien to be produced, like, and look really sick, or like Predator or something. You would have to have like an absolute like genius working on those puppets and the animatronics to make sure that was right. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna get some really shit like plasticine looking CGI probably.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite Easter egg out of this series?
Favorite Easter egg? Favorite Easter egg. I'm trying to think. I did really like that alien one when it was coming around the corner. Like, yeah, I really, really did like that. Mm-hmm. I like the Terminator one, like the Terminator reference. Like he comes out the house, yeah, and he like readies up his gun, and he looks exactly like the Terminator. Like I was like, this is so sick. Like, and when they were watching Dawn of the Dead as well. Like when they were in the cinema watching it, I was like, this is so sick. Like, how did they manage to get all of this to come together? Like, it feels like the 80s so much. Like, I feel like I was in the 80s. Like, it was great. It was really great. It was a lot more lighthearted than you really, like, when you think about, like, back on it, the season does have its really, really scary, like, dark points where you're like, oh my god, like, what the fuck's gonna happen? But at the same time, you kind of like, you kind of think to yourself like, well, it's kind of would be like that, wouldn't it? It's going to be like a little bit happy because like it's the 80s and like we've got it's bright colors and it's neon and we've got like sweatpants on and we have like our hair to the side and it's a bit silly. But then at the same time, like, this crazy underlying plot is happening, and I like how they did the two kind of like they did the two sides, like kind of like the light and the dark. We had like many different storylines as well that were like going like that were happening at the same time, but all kind of came together, if you know what I mean. So like, yeah, it was good. Like a bunch of really good subplots. Like we had like the 11 and Mike subplot, like with Hopper. That was hilarious because that was just Hopper just trying to be a dad. And then obviously you got like Mike's mom about to cheat, like with Billy. That was a whole nother like thing that, you know, that's the type of shit that used to happen back in the 80s. Like, you know, like young guys, like the husband would like bring the work home and like, you know, like wives were like, you know, shit like that happened in the 80s. Like people were just cheating on each other and they didn't give a shit. Like that was happening. But it's just the fact that like she was so set on doing it and then she didn't do it and then look what happened to Billy. Like it was weird. Like it was all just really, really weird. There's so many different subplots. And then obviously you had like 11 and Mike breaking up. Then you had like Max and 11 and their friendship blossoming. Dustin's subplot. Steve working at the ice cream shop. Like you had all these different like little subplots like underlying the Russians or whatever they were doing. Hopper and Joyce. There's like, you know, like what's going on with them. How can I forget about Nancy? Like, what's his brother's name again?
What, Jonathan?
Nancy and Jonathan. Yeah, they had their storyline going on as well. Like their little subplot, and it all connected together eventually. Like it all came to the point of shit. The Mind Flayer's back. The gate's open again. We need to shut it.
Yeah, I think like some of my favorite things from that was, you know, Easter egg wise, the Magnum PI Miami Vice aspect you got from Hopper during the season. It's like, it was just there. Like you could tell that's, you know, he was based, like not based off that, but like he was in. I mean, it's even shown that his character is inspired to wear floral shirts because of that reason while watching it. So it's like, it's a nice sort of link into it, but it made so much sense. When they were watching Back to the Future, you know, that's like a really cool sort of element in the episode as well. So many sort of Ghostbusters and Star Wars references in there because it's the 80s. There's going to be. Also, the other thing was, do you know like the green stuff, the green liquid that is used within the base? Now, that to me, it just reminded me of the 80s so much, because basically everything in the 80s, liquid-wise, was like green. I don't know why.
And goopy.
Yeah, you had like all the Ghostbusters stuff, like some of the stuff from Ninja Turtles, you know, blood of aliens and stuff. Like you just see it and you just think that it's bad, or it's not there for like a good reason. I don't know what was happening back then with green stuff, but it was there. And then the other thing was when I I can't remember what his actual Alexis. When he won his Woody Woodpecker, that was like a nice little throwback as well to Woody Woodpecker, and when it was his his time.
Oh yeah, like that was a whole cool like little scene. That wasn't really an Easter egg, but like yeah, Looney Tunes are like the Woody Woodpecker when they had the Russian scientist. I liked that little area, and I was really sad when he actually, spoiler alert, when the Russian scientist got shot. I was actually a bit upset. Like I was like, oh shit. I was like, Smirnoff.
Yeah, that's his name, Smirnoff.
I was like, Smirnoff's dead. Like shit. Like, I didn't have to kill Smirnoff that way. Like, it was just pissed. I was just pissed. Pissed that, like, the Russians had to kill him. I was like, nah, man, Smirnoff was going to be, like, he was going to make sure everything was going to be fine. Like, we was going to be done. Like, he's going to come over and he's going to be, like, a part of the Americans now. And we're going to have, like, a Russian person to help us. No, Smirnoff dies. I was like, okay. I see that we're just not keeping people in this season then.
Yeah, it was always going to happen.
Which leads us to our, like, there's so many references and things that we can obviously, like, talk about. But, like, this leads us to, like, obviously our big bad final, like, thing. Hopper, dead or alive?
Are you asking, is that a question or is it rhetorical?
Yeah. I'm just asking, dead or alive? Well, you already know what I think. And obviously you know the same.
My man's alive.
Definitely alive.
I was a bit like, I was upset. I was on the verge of crying for a little bit. And I was just like,
the end, yeah, the end.
Nah.
Tom, when Eleven was reading the letter.
Yeah. But
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, someone's like cutting onions, and I don't know who did it, okay? Someone's like cutting onions, okay?
We'll see. But now, there was that link between the Hero song that was played. I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah, you told me that, innit? Like, when Will passed away,
yeah,
the same song was quote unquote passed away.
When the body was found.
Yeah, well, the body was found in the sea anyway. Same song was played. And obviously we have the end credits where they're back in Russia and they are now feeding humans to a Demogorgon that they found. We don't know where they found this Demogorgon. And we don't know who it is. But it's standing on two legs. Wait, it always stood on two legs, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a Demodog.
That's a normal. There's Demodogs that doesn't, yeah. But yeah, Demogorgon's a bat now, so like, yeah, it doesn't look too good. But they had an American that was detained. Obviously, they detained some type of American, and I'm thinking that Hopper went in the Upside Down. There's many of these keys that they keep referring to, and gates. And they went into another gate and they found Hopper in there. That's my theory. And the Russians took him back and like they've locked him up now.
Yeah, I like the theory, like that's what I've seen, but I've also seen stuff where it's like Hopper's not that American, and I do believe that they're not just going to put him as that American. I think that's what they want you to believe.
They want us to think that. Yeah, that's what they want us to think. It's either that or Hopper is like currently in the Upside Down, but obviously he can't survive in the Upside Down. I don't know how he's going to survive in there for too long without dying. Like, I know Will did for a bit, but like food, like water, like the Upside Down is obviously like a negative space. Like, and we seen what happened to Billy when he went into the Upside Down, or like somehow, like he's seen that there was a bunch of people down there as well. So that was the hive mind, innit? That was the mind flare, like trying to.
Yeah.
But it looks like there was people in the Upside Down, though. I don't know if that was a vision or
did we ever see what happened to the weird beard guy with who can speak Russian?
No. Where did he go? Actually,
do you reckon he could be the American?
Do you think he might be the American that they've detained?
Is a possibility.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's true, you know, because remember, he
did make it out of everywhere with Joyce and that, but there's also a possibility that no, he went back in with. I don't know. I feel like there could be some. He's quite a recluse, and if they were gonna target anyone, I feel like he'd be the target.
I was gonna say like they might have, because remember his place was compromised, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing maybe. I also think as well. You see how like the American government like keep coming in. Like, you see how like the FBI guy came in at the end and he kind of looked at like the gate. I feel like the American government are doing something as well again. Because also, what you didn't notice as well, at Hawkins, the light is still on as well on the cameras.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So someone was watching them. I don't know who was. Obviously, we all assume it was the Russians in it, but who's to say it's the Russians that were watching them?
I don't think it would be. But the other thing is, the mayor. I can't remember if the mayor dies or not.
Oh no, the mayor gets arrested.
Yeah. So what's to say he's not?
Oh shit! Yeah, he might have been the American. Yeah.
There's a few things that I feel like Hopper's in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Someone out of them two is in Russia. And
I still don't think we've seen
shit come down.
I don't think we've seen the last of who's my man as well. My man, 11's quote unquote dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not. They keep saying that he's not dead. He's around. People keep saying that he's still gonna come. He's coming back. Season 4 is the last season apparently, and then they're gonna have a film. I think. I feel like they said they're gonna have a film.
They said 4 or 5 seasons, didn't they? That's what they said. So it would make sense to do 4 and then a film. I mean, that also fits the sort of 80s theme.
Well, Millie Bobby Brown says she already knows things about season 4.
She knows what?
She already knows things about season 4.
Oh.
Yeah, so will it be renewed for final episodes? So everyone at the moment is accepting season 4 as the end. But obviously, we'll see what the Duffer Brothers is going to say, because obviously, like, there's a possibility of a season 5 or a film. I think season 4 and a film would be good. Maybe if you want to carry it on, we could do spin-offs. That would be better than trying to keep the main series together, because obviously, like, Will and 11 at the end is also they're moving away as well, and we're not sure where they're moving to. Wait, did they say where they're moving to?
Russia.
I think it's Ohio. I think they're moving to. I feel like it's Ohio.
There'll definitely be some sort of connection, because there'll be a summer camp or something, maybe where it's based, or
Oh, nah. They were already talking anyway, like, about how 11 already said, like, you're going to come for Thanksgiving. And then Mike was like, oh, you can come for Christmas and you can bring Will with you and you can come for Christmas as well.
Confirmed. So, season 4 is coming at Christmas.
Season 4.
2020.
Confirmed for Christmas. Why would we even do that to ourselves? Because remember when we did that with Rick and Morty and we still haven't got the whole of season 3 yet?
It's coming. It's coming in November.
It's coming in. Adult Swim have got 77 episodes from them, man. They're going to take their fucking time. They're going to take their time to release those episodes. That means we've got 7 seasons of Rick and Morty, technically, if they want to make it 10 episodes a season.
Right. Let me hold me to this, because I have a big feeling that this is going to be when season 4 comes out. It's going to be Saturday, the 28th of November, 2020.
Saturday, the 28th of November, 2020.
Yep. That's what it's going to be. You heard it here first.
That's when you think it's going to be released.
Yep.
All right, we'll see.
I'm 80% confident.
I don't think it's going to be released then. Oh, well,
That's Thanksgiving.
That's gonna be Thanksgiving. I think it will probably come out at Christmas time.
Well, I think Thanksgiving is a good time to release stuff that's Christmassy as well, because it leads on to the start of December. And especially they've mentioned Thanksgiving. I'm just picking up on it, but if they're going to be together the next time at Thanksgiving, and this time it was July 4th, and when was it released? July 4th, it makes sense. So, we'll see. Does mean, and it's 18 months, which is probably enough time to record and edit another season, so...
Yeah, for sure. Well, we don't even know like how much in like pre-production that they're already in. They might be well ahead in pre-production. Like, they probably are. That's probably the only thing that they're focusing on, like, the Duffer Brothers, so like...
Just depending on scheduling, but then... Yeah. I feel like Hopper may have been wrote out a little bit due to the Hellboy stuff. But saying that, the film's already out, so probably not. Hopper's just been wrote out to piss everyone off, but he better not die, because I've got an action figure of him, and I don't want him to die.
Yeah, but if he does, then that just puts more value in your action figure, so... Right.
I mean...
He's an ex-character now.
I'm not going to sell a dead man. You know. I got morals.
But yeah, overall, the season was great. I enjoyed it a lot. Can't wait for season 4. As you say, like, we've got nothing but glowing reviews for it. Much better than season 2. Probably around about, like, on par. It was very short, though. I felt like it finished very fast. That's the only thing I was a little bit upset about.
I think that's just because you binge watched it.
Yeah, it's just, that's the new, like, it's one thing I hate about, like, Netflix and things like that, like these streaming services, this binge watching shit, man.
Well, I mean, I watched it in 3 days, and it was, you know, it sort of kept hooking you in, though, because you wanted to see what was going to happen, because, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best series that's out. Well, currently it definitely is. In the last 10 years, possibly. You know, something like that. Definitely. As it just fits perfectly into pop culture for everything. And it definitely attracted a big audience and people resonate with it. So, you know, it's one of those things you just want to watch, keep watching.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, sure. You know, definitely see why I got more invested to getting collectibles for that than Game of Thrones, because we're not going to speak about that. You know, people still angry about that. But more positive news. Just to finish talking about games, films, TV, not games. We've already spoke about games, but there is a new Akira anime series coming. If you followed the show for a long time, you'll know that we're both quite big Akira fans. There has been the movie coming for a while now. We've known about that with the original creator. However, there's now going to be a new anime series.
A new anime series?
Yeah, pretty cool.
A new Akira one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. I think that it's going to be, you know, it's a new Akira animated series adaptation. It's called Orbital Era. I think.
Orbital Era.
I don't even know what. There's not really any details on it. He just said there's going to be an Akira anime series of some sort. Oh
yeah, that would just be probably the Akira film, like retold, redone, and like I hope the animation is going to be as slick as like the film, and then by the looks of it as well, he's going to just he's releasing a brand new film, and it's an anime film as well. I don't think he's done a film for years, like. this is pretty big stuff. I didn't even know this is happening.
Yeah, there's not as much detail as I thought there was going to be.
He's got a complete works coming as well. What the hell? Beginning with his manga debut in 1971. I have to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get that. Do you know how much works that's going to be, though? That's going to be so many books. It's going to have the entire Akira story, because the animation of the film...
It's going to have all the concept art.
That only tells you the first half of Akira, you know, the film. The second half of Akira is all in the manga still. So it continues after that. Which is, I'm hoping that he, like, adapts the entire thing this time.
We'll see. Maybe that's what the new series is for.
Yeah, maybe that is what it's for. This would be so sick. Oh,
yeah, I do hope.
Back. This
do hope that the streaming service does pick this up, though. Netflix, if you listen.
Nah, Netflix won't pick this up. It'll be on somewhere really stupid. Like, someone else will pick it up. Or it would just be on TV, like normal.
It'll be on Adult Swim or Crunchyroll. I'll take one of them.
Yeah, one of them lot might grab it, but these days, like, Crunchyroll is getting better, but, like, Netflix acquire so many anime series, like the new good ones, so they probably won't end up getting it. But yeah, this is amazing news, but I forgot totally what I was going to say then. I was going to say, moving on to music. Yes, the Akira anime is going to be amazing. Hopefully we get some new, like, dates and stuff like that soon for that. But yes, moving on to music. So we've got quite a wave of new releases that we have to go through.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good week. Well, good few weeks for music, actually. It's coming around that summertime now where you start to see a peak in the releases. Albums. I think everything on here for the new releases that we're going to say, apart from one song, is an album. So there's a lot of albums that have come out.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through them real quick, because I'm just like, they're quite hot. So we've got Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Tom, why are you going to say Dreamville and J. Cole? That's J. Cole's label.
That's what it's credited as.
Is that what it's actually credited as?
Yeah, it's what it's credited as.
What the fuck is wrong with them? Like,
Dreamville and J. Cole.
Just call it Dreamville. Like, okay, Revenge of the Dreamers 3 by Dreamville and J. Cole. The album's actually very good, but I don't know why J. Cole did that.
J. Cole's more important than the rest of the Dreamers. This is why it's Revenge of the Dreamers. Everyone's taking their revenge on J. Cole.
To be honest, every single person on that album turned the fuck up. Like,
yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was a really, really good project. Anyway, so we've got Heirs or Sire backwards by Jaden. Yeah, it was okay. Like, I know you're not very happy with it.
Nah, I'm warming more to it now.
You're warming to it now.
I found a few songs that I like. Let me whip it up. Pink. So the first 4 tracks, I don't think Pink was as good as Blue as an intro.
Oh, nah, no way. It was a comparable intro to Blue. No.
But I Drip or Is. I like that song. Again.
Oh yeah, I Drip or Is pretty hard.
Summertime in Paris with Willow. That's underrated. I mean, the last sort of 5 songs of the album. Well, the last half of the album, really. After the middle.
See, I don't even really like Noise with Tyler, the Creator. Like, I just thought it was a bit...
No.
Like, I'm with the boys and they're making the noise. Like, I was just like, what? Like, what is this? Like, guy, what is this shit? Like, I was like, nah, this is not good. Like, Tyler's verse is really good, though. I like his part in it, because the beat changes. And then, like, when it goes back to Jaden's part, he does that stupid, I'm with the boys and they're making the noise. I was just like, why? Why is he shouting down the mic like that?
Because with the boys and he's making the noise. That's what you do. Nah,
whoa! I Drip or Is pretty cool.
The 3 tracks that are on the deluxe edition.
No, Tom, stop. Why is this is your man's in it. Why is Trinidad James on the album?
That's me.
I just owned it, like, I just looked at it, I was like, Mission with Jaden and Trinidad James. I said, Trinidad James? I was like, poor Trinidad James, like, retired from music, and now he has, like, I thought he was like a sneakerhead now. Like, he has, like, a show where he talks about trainers.
In fact, Mission's quite a good song. So,
what is Trinidad James' part in that? I need to listen to that song again.
There's a lot of, like, underlying people that have
Chateau.
worked on it that you don't know.
Chateau with A$AP Rocky. Hard.
Yeah,
hard.
From Summertime in Paris, that's, like, my favourite part of the album. Like, you go down, Blackout's good, Pain's good, Chateau, On My Own, Riot, Eris. And then,
I like the Ghost remix with Rocky as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 3 deluxe songs
And
are possibly, like, some of the best songs on the album, but it's only on the deluxe version. So, yeah, it's not as good as Sire, but I'm warming to it. You can see the difference in style that's been trying to take there, but it's not going to go down as a classic.
Yeah, like, I know he tried to go down that whole evil trap route more with this album, didn't he?
Yeah, you can tell.
I felt like he should have done that with the first project. I felt like he should have done Airs, like, first and then Sire. It would have been probably received better.
Mm-hmm.
Or he should have just dropped them as a double album. I don't know why he didn't do that.
Probably
that
would have been
way better. Yeah, probably wasn't. He was trying to do this whole, like, performance art, like, thing in it, really, which is cool, because I like the fact that now he's in his Airs persona. He's dressed differently now.
He's cemented himself a style. When you hear a song now, you can tell whether it's a Jaden song, and I think that's fine. Like, yeah,
but that was the problem, though. Like, I felt like that was the problem with the album. I felt like he tries to do too many styles on, like, he tries to show off the fact that he can imitate all these styles, and, like, yeah, Jada, that's fine. We know that you could do all these different styles, but can you do it really, really good, though? Like, I would rather him focus on one type of style than do a lot of styles, some good, some bad, and some okay. Do you know what I mean?
There's one style he can't do, though.
Which style is that?
Harry. Boom.
I'm carrying on. So, Case Study 01 by Daniel Caesar. Frontal lobe music. Amazing. I love Pharrell. You're the best. That album is also a bit weird, but we'll get into that more. We're running out of time, so we'll get into a full breakdown of our favorite albums of all these new releases in the next show. We've got Indigo by Chris Brown. Yeah, Chris is doing numbers as usual. Acid Rap and 10 Day by Chance is finally on streaming services. We've been waiting for this moment. How long have we been waiting for this, Tom?
Time.
We've been waiting for a long time.
Disclaimer. Juice is not available on the streaming service, unfortunately. It didn't get cleared in time. However, if you do stream Juice, it's a 30-second clip of Chance speaking, and all proceeds go to Social Works, his charity that helps out in Chicago. So if you do listen, don't skip it, just stream it, and you're doing it for a good cause.
That's sick. I love Chance. I don't say, like, I love that Chance does shit like that. I know everyone gives him a bad time, yeah, but, like, he is a good guy, though, isn't he? Like, he's a really good guy. Levin Carly, Low Tide.
It's a good project.
Levin Carly's hard. I remember, like, I heard them for the first time on Playboy Carti's album, like the self-titled one. They're on a song on there. Yeah, only feature as well on that album, except for Uzi. And
Sid is the only feature on this album,
on that,
Low Tide.
Oh, sick. One Wave by J1. He's, like, coming up, like, so fast. Plug Talk by The Plug. That has so many songs on there from so many different rappers. Like, if you want UK rappers and American rappers, this is the perfect album for you. Like, it's weird, but there's some good songs on there, though. Have you checked it out yet?
Yeah, I've listened to a few, but I've not done a full Run through.
The Dappy and Tory Lay song is actually okay. I didn't think I would ever say that.
I don't mind Dappy. Well,
obviously,
I don't know. I don't know back in the day.
I don't know how many people would know who Dappy is that we're talking to right now. So, like, that's someone from Endos. We're not getting into that.
Papa, you can hear me.
Perfect 10. By no longer known as DJ Mustard, now he's just known as Mustard on the beat. Oh,
Colonel Mustard.
So now he's just known as Dijon Mustard. That's his actual name, by the way. His name's Dijon. So that's why. Yeah, his real name's Dijon. Yeah. That's why he calls himself Mustard.
His parents had a fucking field day with that, you know.
What, Dijon?
It's a type of mustard. Dijon mustard is a type of mustard.
Yeah, no. Dijon mustard is a type of mustard. That's why he called himself DJ Mustard.
Yo, his dad was sat there going, "Yo, let's call him Dijon," and his mom said, "Like, we're not doing that, Steve." And it's like, we're doing that. And he's gone over to like the birth certificate and gone, Dijon Mustard. Give it to the people, and they've gone, "Sir, are you sure this is what you want to call your child?" It's like, yes.
Wait, Tom, no, his last name is not Mustard. Like, you're getting confused. His last name's not Mustard. No, I think his last name's something else.
In this fantasy world, his last name is Mustard and his first name's Dijon.
Dijon. Nah, his last name is something really plain. It's McFarlane.
Damn.
Yeah, we wasn't expecting that, was we? Yeah, so
now he just seems like some weird French white guy. Dijon McFarlane.
Dijon McFarlane, also known as DJ Mustard. So we also have a album called Du Frères by PNL. They're like pretty booming. Like they had like that one cool song that was on
featuring
the
Dijon
playlist.
Mustard.
And we have Origin by Jordan Reiki,
I believe.
Rakai. Yeah,
it's a decent project.
They've been going like, well, not they've been going, but like I've seen that name for quite a few years now. Like Jordan,
yeah, he's about a couple of years. He's been on and off. He's been featured on Selection a little bit here and there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I've seen him on Selection quite a few times.
I've put him on a playlist a few times.
Yeah,
he's a.
Oh, did not know this. Block Boy, JB, I Am Me.
Mm-hmm.
What's called it? I did not know Block Boy came out. Tom, why have you put Zoo by Denzel Curry on here?
What?
That came out ages ago.
Well, I didn't know if we covered it.
Yes,
full detail.
We have covered Zoo before. Well, anyway, Zoo by Denzel Curry. Go cop that. It's a really good album. And also we got Goodbyes. Where is this song gone? This Goodbye song.
This is single.
Is this a single by Post? Is it Post actual single?
Yeah, it's a Post single.
It's a Post single.
Young Thug feature.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it yet. But Goodbyes by Post and Thug.
It's right.
It's just alright, yeah?
Yeah, I mean...
Cool. Oh, I've got a couple like little extra ones just to add on myself. These are just like little small ones. Isquiat by Young Jordan. He is a part of Young Thug's label, Young Stoner Lifestyle. The Machine Volume 1, Strict. He's another Young Thug label mate as well. He also released his album So Emotional by Key. No Magic by K-Trap. Bandana by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. Yeah, I think that is all of... Oh, and The Life of Pierre 4 by Pierre Bourne. Go
yeah.
That's a really good project. If you're waiting for Playboy Carti's album to come out, go listen to Life of Pierre 4. It's basically Playboy Carti, but without Carti. There you go.
I also have one more to throw into the mix.
Yeah, sure.
Stranger Things soundtrack from the original series.
Ah, yes. The soundtrack is out, including the great duet by Dusty Bun and Susie. Is he called her Susie Poo?
Susie Poo, yeah. Susie
Poo and Dusty Bun. They have the greatest duet. It's on Apple Music right now. The Never Ending Story theme. Go cop that. Yeah, what's called it? I think we're gonna...
We got enough time to speak about these album numbers. So, just quickly, Chris Brown's Indigo sold 115k first week, 40k pure, which pretty impressive, really, sales and streaming wise for Indigo. I mean, there's 32 songs on it, so that would bump the numbers up maybe a little bit, but I mean, it wasn't a bad project, to be fair. I'm not a big Chris Brown fan, but I did bump a few songs, especially the song with JB. I gotta say, you know, I bummed that song as a good song. As a good song. Yeah, it reminded me of the old Chris. The Chris that I liked. So, I don't mind that, you know. It's got a lot of good features on it. You got her on there, Lil Jon, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Drake, Gunna, Justin Bieber, Tory Lanez, Trey Songz, some typical Chris like features, but some good features on there as well. So he's done well. J Balvin and Bad Bunny's Oasis, 35k, 6k pure. So not too bad, but I mean, not
it could have been it could have been a lot better though, because like sounds 35.
Yeah, Mustard sold Mustard's perfect 10. Dijon Mustard's perfect 10. Sold 33k first week and 1k pure, which you'd expect maybe a bit better, but considering he's changed his name, that might explain why. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's Bandana, 70k and then 7k pure, so a lot of people buying that straight off the bat, but not streaming as such.
Also, one thing as well, that's pretty good for Mustard because he only had 10 songs on that album. So none of that, like Chris Brown had 32 tracks on his album. Let's not forget Chris Brown has 32 songs on his album. And that counts for streaming sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
let's not forget,
really add.
Let's not forget Chris Brown has JB on his album.
Does it?
And Drake.
Let's
not forget.
No. Let's talk about the fact that your man's is being managed by a scumbag. Let's talk about that, shall we?
No, we are not doing this.
Just carry on and talk about the numbers.
Yep. Fuck Taylor Swift.
Nah, what's good? That is an interesting thing to talk about. There is a lot of fucked up things going on with that. Like, I really don't care for Taylor Swift, but like, yeah, we will get into that when the time is right. We're not talking about that right now.
We could talk about that next episode.
Yeah, next show.
To be honest, I did forget about that, and I
forgot as well.
I sort of took it out of my mind and put it somewhere else because I thought, no
I also kind of don't want to touch it.
No one disrespects my boy like that. So.
I also kind of don't want to touch it because like about the investments that Scooter Braun's been doing. Like I don't want to touch it because there's some really risky investments. So like it's things we don't need to talk about because it gets political. So, but yeah,
Scooty Buns knows what he's doing, man. Don't worry.
But anyway, I think that's about. Is that everything? How many? What other numbers you got?
One more. I got Acid Rap, 23k, 322nd week. First week on streaming though, so 23k first week on streaming. Pretty good for a mixtape. I mean, it is a very good mixtape. I was expecting maybe a bit better, but still very good considering this is Acid Rap we're on about.
Yeah.
And you can get it for free on SoundCloud as well, not to forget. So it's not the first time it's technically been on all streaming platforms. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
All I got.
Cool. Oh yeah, Daniel Caesar's album sold really low as well, by the way.
Yeah, so we've got like 2-3 minutes left. Let me just speak about Daniel Caesar's album real quick, because, you know, you mentioned it was a weird project. It was a weird project because it didn't seem like Daniel Caesar. It didn't seem like Freudian. Didn't seem to fit into that area. However, the more you listen, the more you can see that he's tried to make his own style in a way. It's sort of how Frank progressed from Channel Orange to Endless to Blonde. Like, you can see that there's obviously some difference has been made there, and like he's trying to do something different in certain areas, which is fine. It just takes a bit of time to get your head around it, comparing it to what the old style was. But they're both very good in their own right. Like, the more you start listening to stuff like frontal lobe music, obviously very good, but the more you start listening to things like superposition, too deep to turn back, complexities, you start realizing like it's still got that same vibe Freudian had, but it's just turned it a little bit and like turned to a little bit of a different direction, but it's still got the same influence that's there. So if you're not liking the album because you don't feel like it's Daniel Caesar, then you just got to keep pushing through with it, and you will come to like it. Like you'll understand the style, and it's possibly, I don't want to say it's better than Freudian, but it's definitely better in some regard, that it feels more unique. It doesn't feel like it's just a typical R&B album as such. It feels more unique to him. It feels like he's got more of a style now. So, I mean, that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think that like Daniel Caesar was really big at one point, but I don't think he's ever gonna like reach the acclaim that he did again. After, it's just because of the comments and shit that he made before. I think that really like damaged his like image. But as I said, there's a lot. There's a lot more of like, we can have a lot more of a wider conversation about this when we're actually discussing all these releases and stuff. Just because we've like gone over time, we haven't really had a time to discuss music in a while, but we can discuss in the next show. And also, with that being said, here's the music section, and even as overall, A$AP Rocky's currently locked up, so it's free A$AP Rocky until he's out. He's looking at 6 years for aggravated assault in Sweden. We've all seen the videos. It was fucked up.
We all know who that Russian is that's locked up in that cell. Free A$AP.
It's free A$AP. No, but really, all seriousness, yeah, it's really horrible. Apparently, they've detained him they're going to try and detain him for 2 weeks. He's in Sweden. All I can say is he's an American rapper. He's black. He's not going to bode well in Sweden prisons. I can't see it happening very well. So let's see how it's going to go. But yeah. Thank you for listening.
This episode was sponsored by New Coke.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Sponsored by New Coke. No, it wasn't sponsored by New Coke, because then we actually have to pay sponsorship, Tom. So why would you say that? Yes, thanks for listening. Listen to the playlist. Out now on all platforms and whatnot. Apple Music and Spotify for the playlist. 808s and Joysticks weekly playlist. Yes. See you guys later. Thank you.
If you liked any of the music in today's show, then please check the credits in the description to see what songs we used.